just don't like
That's
listening to this.
okay. Well, I don't need a microphone other than to. I don't wear those anymore either.
All right, let's try it again. Count, Stacey.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Don't hear nothing.
From my microphone?
I can hear it in this mic, in this. In this I can hear. This is useless.
The headphones, what do we really need those for anyway? I don't
so you
need
can
them.
hear yourself. We're getting rid of this fan, too. This fan's being put to bed. All right.
I'm such a picture whore. Hey!
You got your phone ready?
Yep, it's already recording. We're live.
Oh, well, why didn't you tell me that?
Because you're too busy fucking
Quiet
playing
on
around.
the set! Quiet on the set. Quiet on the set. Woo. All right. We are broadcasting and we are recording. So go.
Right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to M Now Radio. My name is Stacey Burns. I am the host of Recovery Unfiltered. I'm also a certified peer coach for Oakland County, Michigan, and the president and founder of Drug Free All Stars. Today we have an amazing guest. This woman is. There's like a laundry list of the things you do. She's a huge advocate. I wouldn't just say from Macomb, I would say in Michigan. Her name is Brenda Max. She is the owner and CEO of. You better not.
I did. I can't help it.
For the love of God, I'm going to murder this woman.
Hey, we're broadcasting.
I know. And we're on Facebook Live.
Go.
Hi. Did you start over?
Yes.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to M Now Radio. My name is Stacey Burns. I am the host of Recovery Unfiltered. We are the first and only addiction and recovery radio in Waterford, Michigan. Today, I have a guest with me, Brenda Max. She is the CEO, president of Live Right Structured Homes. What I will tell you is I knew about her before she knew about me. Where I work, I found out about recovery homes out in Macomb, and I did my homework. Absolutely amazing foundation this woman has set for people like me and others to go from detox to residential to transitional housing, which is, when you go into detox and residential, it's putting a Band-Aid over a bullet hole. So she kind of is the end part of transitioning them back into society to become an asset. So I am honored to have you here.
Thank you.
I'm going to pass the microphone over to her and let her introduce herself and what she does and how awesome sauce she is.
Thank you, Stacey. My name is Brenda Max. I'm the owner of Live Right Properties, which is three-quarter housing. I'm also the president and CEO of Live Right Structured Recovery Corp., a nonprofit organization that we started almost a year ago. What we're trying to do in the community is open up a residential recovery resource center where we have all the resources in one spot, as well as residential people in recovery, so that we can get them from being in recovery to becoming a productive citizen in society. And that would open the doors to all recovery houses, so people have somewhere to come, to get educated. We have employment opportunities. We do Monday night house meetings, dinner, open speakers. We have music didactics on Tuesday. Wednesday is group therapy. We have Thursday night yoga night for the mind, body, and soul. We do mandatory events where we set up and go out with the community to NA or AA organizations. We do some dances. We do community service the second and fourth Saturday of every month through Forgotten Harvest. We help set up, carry groceries to people's cars, and in return, they give us some food for our houses. We do, with the nonprofit that I'm trying to open, I want to be able to open it up so that other resources can come in and start educating the recovery person on their families, educating them with parenting classes, employment, how to dress, how to walk, how to speak, how to get a car, which we do that as well. We have a program called Driving Toward a Life of Success where people can donate their vehicles. If they're able to be fixed or repaired, my mechanic will repair them and turn them over to somebody that qualifies in the program. And there is some information on our website that will show you how to qualify for that as well. We also sponsor people now when we have funds to go into any three-quarter house wherever there's a bed available, just so that somebody coming out of treatment has a safe place to live and start their recovery process. We also are doing a fundraiser, which is taking place at Dave's Pizza Buffet on Waterside Drive in New Baltimore. And that is October 23rd from 4 to 9. You can bring your families. We're having a bake sale. And we're just trying right now to raise funds so that we can get the residential recovery center and get enough resources in there so that we can open up a building where everybody can come, families can come, your children can come and have visitation there so that you can learn how to live again clean in society. And I brought along with me my assistant, Katie Karn, and I'm going to let Katie tell you her story.
Hi, this is really awesome to be here. So yeah, I'm Brenda's assistant. I would say I'm her right hand. I'm more like the tick that lives off of her. You know, she has given me everything that I have today, and you know, I'm beyond grateful for everything that has happened in the past couple of years that I have been in recovery. You know, I came here from Georgia. You know, this epidemic that we're seeing right now is not only, you know, right in front of our faces, it's all across our nation. You know, I came here with nothing, no hope, just the feeling as though I needed something better in my life, something different. And I made the decision to pack up everything that I had, you know, and move to the state of Michigan. And that's where I met Brenda Max. And
within, how did you meet her?
I met her right out of treatment. They gave me an option to move back to Georgia or stay here in Michigan. And they showed me online Live Right's website, and I became interested right off the bat with the programs they offered, how involved they were with not only this 12-step programs, but just the community in general. There was community service opportunities. It really showed getting involved, and it wasn't something where you sat down and you paid rent and, you know, you hope for the best, you know.
So you're saying that Brenda's spot is not a flop house?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Well, thank you.
No flippity floppity.
No, it is definitely not a flop house. It is something very structured. It's hard to get away with anything there.
Why is it so important for someone in recovery, fresh out of treatment, to go into transitional housing and have more structure?
It's important because it shows them that there is another way of living, especially for someone coming out of treatment. You know, the recovery gung-ho, you know, straight out. And then they, you know, they start getting into, you know, the 12-step programs, but not necessarily, you know, the foundation that they need as far as like the basis of friends and family. You know, they're thrown right back in that same situation that brought them there in the first place. And that's something that they don't need. They need something different. They need a new outlook on life. And that's really what Brenda's program gave me. You know, it took me away from my friends. It took me away from my family. And that's something I thought was heartbreaking. The heartbreaking thing actually was that I was that close to just going back to that same cycle all over again, being reintroduced to those people, thinking that something was going to give, something was going to change. But what really needed to change was me.
And you could say that Live Right Structured Homes, they provided that for you?
They did.
Like a map into becoming an asset to the community?
They did. Because of the rules and everything set forth, you know, just in their basic contract, it makes you, you know, pretty much unravel yourself. Try to, you know, figure out what you need to do to get back into this world on your own. You know, there is no room for that codependency that you crave. That was something that was terrifying to me, especially in a whole new state. I thought I couldn't do it. And, you know, Brenda saw something in me that I didn't see in myself, and she scooped me up. Like a month into my recovery, she was like, I see something in you. and I've been working for her ever since.
Can you give us a little bit of what happened? Like, how did you fall into addiction, and what is your drug of choice?
My drug of choice originally, my drug of choice is heroin. I was struggling with methamphetamine for quite a time until that almost took my life, and then I just switched drugs thinking, well, one's better than the other when it's not. And then before I came out here, I was in a really horrible car accident that wasn't even at the hand of myself, and it made me take a step back, because it made me realize not only the using could have killed me, overdosing could have killed me, but someone on their way to, get drugs almost killed me because of they overdosed at the wheel and we flipped on a highway.
Mm-hmm.
And I was almost killed in that accident, but I was pulled out of that car because the person snapped out of it. And if they actually had overdosed and not gnawed off, I probably wouldn't be here today.
Okay.
So it's not only yourself that you're harming, but other people. If you're around other people that are using, they could harm you too, and not intentionally.
True. What does a day of your life consist of as someone who's in recovery?
A day of my life. Basically, let's see. I wake up and I come to work with Brenda. I get to interact with people that are, currently struggling and facing things that, I have faced when I first came into recovery. And that's, it's rewarding. There's a lot of gratitude in that. Also, after that, I try to make meetings. I keep my room clean, which is something that I never thought I would do. This is always the funniest thing. Anybody who comes back to Live Right will say they make their bed every day because of Brenda. And it's the most medial thing, the most insignificant thing you would think of. But anybody who comes back and does an open talk at her property, one of the first things they say is, I now make my bed every day. Mm-hmm. Because she not only instills, the path of recovery, but also the little things in life that are actually important.
Do you know the meaning of making your bed every day? Do you know why she has instilled that in you?
Not really sure. I'm not sure.
It's an old Army, Navy remedy of a start to a new day every single day. So you get out of the bed, you make the sheets, you unravel, and make it all neat and pretty, and that is the start of your new day. You literally have refreshed yourself before you even leave your bedroom. It's also a sense of accountability, responsibility. It's just a good head start for the day. And I know for a fact that it's Army, Navy, that's why they do that. It's kind of okay, here's a new day, let's start again. So there's meaning behind that. I didn't know if you were aware of that.
No, I wasn't aware of that. That's actually really
I'm not trying to be the Army, but really, we do that because they need to be able to be held accountable. And everybody in my houses are held accountable with their chores, their goals. They have to meet a goal. They have a curfew. They're drug tested. We have drivers that pick them up and take them to where they need to go. We have 3 vehicles that drive around and pick people up. And, the whole point of being accountable at nighttime, we have a monitor that calls in and tells me where every person in their house is, if they signed in, and if they don't, we're going to change the code. If we can't find that person, be held accountable. Your roommates want to know where you're at.
Right. Well, we start to care as well.
Right.
You're not just a number, you're not just a paycheck. You become little humans to us. What I will tell you is that, and I say this all the time, the simple things, what might be considered simple to other people are not simple to people that are in those homes. We have to teach them that stuff all over again. I think unless you're in this field, nobody will truly understand how hard it is and how much work it is to help people that came from drug addiction, prostitution. I mean, literally, I feel like where I work, when I get them, there's nothing. There's no light. And, it's literally takes people like you and I that are completely selfless to help our main thing is we just want to see you guys make it. That's it. And I can speak for myself that we just want to see you guys make it. What I will also tap into is we are in the biggest crisis. I mean, the drug addiction's obviously been there for a long time, but this is like the worst we have ever seen it. And it breaks my heart, the things that Brenda has to do. I'm proud that she does these things, but it breaks my heart to see these things she has to do to open this community center, this engagement center. Like, I'm looking at this paperwork in front of me to subside to what I know about her outside of these flyers, and it's like this money should just be pouring in.
Right.
I mean, just being one human being to another human being. So, you know, I'm excited. As a matter of fact, there's some of the stuff I think I will be attending myself. If you could read the details, I kind of wanted to leave it to your discretion. The $140 I think is important because we need people to know that $140 to get somebody into transitional housing is chump change.
Right.
You know,
and we'll do the rest. We'll get them from there on. We've tried in the past. A month ago, I had called 3 different 3-quarter houses in the middle of the night. It was 11 o'clock, texting, "Hey, we'll pay to get a guy in."
Okay.
And didn't get the responses until that. You remember that night? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens a lot. We're not just doing this for my other 3-quarter houses. This is stuff for people that need recovery. Do you know how many phone calls I get? People begging, "Can I come to your meeting? I see you." Like I'll have them out at my lake house. People out there in
Which let me comment that she lets these. Let me just break into this real quick. I haven't even been to her house yet. I will be next summer. But she lets our people, our people into her home to swim, to play with her animals, to barbecue. I mean, what I'm seeing is a very selfless woman showing people like, hey, we actually care. Okay, because I know the 3-quarter house I lived in, I wasn't swimming in their pool or their lake. I was paying rent, but like
jet ski.
No, I wasn't doing any of that. But anyways, what caught my eye on this flyer is it says $140 could save someone's life. One of the last obstacles that an addict seeking recovery will face is the inability to gain a solid foundation that recovery homes after due to lack of funding and support. This is a problem, ladies and gentlemen. I will repeat myself when I say this. Detox and residential is just part of the journey. I feel like when they go to detox and they come to residential where I work, I am literally just giving them a map to send them to people like Brenda. From there is where she takes it and teaches them how to live. That's what I've gathered from this, like how to live. Like my part's kind of like just getting them ready to get to you. You know what I'm saying?
Waking them up.
Pretty much. Like by the time they get to Brenda, the crack smoke is just coming off the back and the fog's barely lifting. Like don't think that they get to her and they're like, ta-da! Like no. Like they're still learning how to live. We send them to you with the tools, but then by the time they get to you, you're giving them a new belt with shinier tools saying, okay, now this is the next part.
This is how we do it.
Yeah. So I totally support Brenda. I support the foundation. I believe in what they're doing. I think that this is desperately needed in the community. Can you also share, where is your family back where you left?
Yes.
Okay, so my next question for you would be, if you had to outweigh what you left and what you have now with your recovery family, what is more fulfilling?
My recovery family here in Michigan.
Why?
They offered me more. They just wholeheartedly offered me more. There was no strings attached.
More genuine?
More genuine, just more compassionate, more understanding. I found there was room for error, and that was okay. And I'm in a much happier mindset here than I was ever with my friends and family there in Georgia.
Have you even been back yet?
I haven't been back yet.
Probably a good thing.
It is a good thing. I'm going back for Thanksgiving to spend a couple days with my family. And of course, it's a round trip ticket. I'll be right back in 4 days. And I'm really excited just to see my family. My mom came up and celebrated my 1-year anniversary earlier this year, and it was amazing. So at least I got to see her, and I am excited about going back, but I plan on staying here.
Okay. What is the hardest thing for you on a daily, like, if you looked at like your daily routine and someone's in recovery and they made it to Brenda's house, what would be your advice to them to like kind of like make them want to keep going? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you get to 3-quarter house, you're excited, you're stoked, and all of a sudden you hit this like roadblock. What inspired you to keep going and want to stay with Brenda?
I'm trying to think back of when that was going on. Everybody who surrounded me in my 3-quarter house, when I encountered that roadblock, I was in the largest women's house that she has, and that's 24 women, right? And that's when I encountered my roadblock, and the amount of support I got from those women, I can't even tell you how greatly that impacted my recovery. A lot of people think that there's a stigma against, a large recovery home, thinking we're going to be right on top of each other, you're bickering. It's nothing like that at all. It's nothing. That house alone with those women gave me so much strength, taught me how to handle certain situations. I mean, even interacting with other women or other people in general, I was so isolated for so long that I had to learn to let my feelings out. And they taught me that it's okay to express how I feel, and how to talk to other women in recovery. And it gave me the confidence I needed to ask for a sponsor and the things that I really needed in my early recovery, and that's what kept me here,
Brenda, my next question is for you. So, a lot of the listeners, they don't understand what's going on. I feel like we kind of have our own language and our own understanding. Can you tell the public what are the barriers that you are facing in Macomb County of getting this house open?
It's not really a house. What I'm looking for is a school. A school so that I can rent space to resources. If we have residential of 150 beds, we need them educated, and we need to have the resources there. So if somebody comes from a detox right in, just like you say, you get them and you see them, and if they come right into the home, we want to have funding there. We want to have employment there. We want to have people for therapy there. We want, like, a lot of us come in with warrants, holding on handcuffs.
Right.
And I've spoke with certain people about, I went to a lot of different Harbor Oaks. I went to CARE. I've spoke with several different companies and people that are willing to, they love the idea, but it's putting it together. And then the school that I'm looking at, they may not be too happy about having recovering addicts living in there.
Well, you suppose.
Yeah. But I've also
Zoning.
I have 8 houses, and I have one in St. Clair Shores. So a lot of my properties are very nice, and they didn't like it, but I just got a neighbor.
Zoning's always going to be an issue no matter where you go. I deal with that in Pontiac.
The funding is my main issue.
I was going to
It's
ask.
the funding, because I applied for a grant and I had to match the grant. However, I have not been a nonprofit for 2 years yet. So they declined my grant because I'm not 2 years yet. So I'm looking at private investors, people that either want to put their name on the school, that want to be a part of it.
And explain to the listeners, what does that mean? If someone gives you a private investment, do they get their money back on their taxes?
Yes, I am a nonprofit. They can do a private investment. They get a tax write-off. I can send them that. There's investors that are looking to get involved and maybe make something from it, at least get their interest back on the whatever they put into the property. But there's other places that I want them to, places or home. Help these people. And where can you go? How many people do you have to call before you can turn somebody loose from your job? How many?
In
You
Oakland
have-
County,
Yeah, you
I
have
send them to you guys.
exactly. And what do? We've got to find them their therapy
Yeah,
and job.
it's-
I have lists of employers. I
Yeah,
have-
what I will tell you is that our county compared to you guys right now, I have 2 houses that I can send them to. Okay, well, my house is 25 to 36 people as well. Okay, so when we're starting to stretch and, you know, my obstacle is a lot of these girls are in Oakland County. They want to come to Macomb because they hear about Brenda Max, they hear about Live Right, they hear about the recovery out there. The problem is this. A lot of times, unless people like us get the sponsorship going, you know, there's the problem of, well, she's Oakland, Macomb only funds Macomb. Okay, so my thing is that,
Get them in the door.
yeah, that's why I brought up $140. Like, I mean, come on, you guys, just to make another recovering addict an asset to the community. That $140, come on, like that's it's going to cost us more money when they get in more trouble and steal our things and damage our property and so on and so forth. So we only have a couple minutes left. I want to let Brenda take us out with a contact number, a website, whatever information you can give the listeners to where, how do we get to you to help?
We have a website. It's www.liverightstructuredcorp.com.
Spell that.
Live Right is LIVERITE structured corp.com. And our number is 586-217-5899, or they can always contact me direct, 586-770-4619.
Do you guys have a Facebook?
Yes,
Okay.
Brenda Max, and you can go on my site, or you can go to Live Right Structured Recovery Homes and or Live Right Structured Recovery Corp.
And on your website, is there a sponsorship?
There's a sponsorship, there's a donation, there's PayPal, we work with email service. What else do we have on that website? We have a lot of information there.
So, ladies and gentlemen, she's made this pretty easy to donate. You know, it's not like she's asking for your firstborn. So it sounds like, you know, with today's generation, click, click, click. Like I said, as the president and founder of Drug Free All Stars and the host of this radio show, I only bring people here that I truly believe in. I believe in this woman. I believe in what she's doing, and I totally support her, and I back her up. And I hope that from here on that we see this engagement center, resource center open. It's desperately needed. You can also contact me if you're having troubles getting to her. I will make sure I take you right to her because we desperately need the community to come together to open this facility.
Yes.
You know, so, you know, people want to think that addiction is not their problem, but the reality of it is it's all of our problems. If you're not an addict, you know an addict, so we all have to come. Somebody's GPS is lost. I'm just kidding. So go ahead and say your goodbyes.
Thank you so much, Stacy. I
Yeah,
appreciate
thanks for
you.
coming, you
Thank
guys.
you. And
Thank you so much.
hopefully
Yeah.
we'll hear from some people out here.
And if we don't, we'll just do another radio show.
Thank
Game
you.
on.
Yes.
All right,
thank you.
everybody. We will see you in a couple weeks for another episode of Recovery Unfiltered. Thank you for tuning in. Post.
What is that voice?
Somebody left their map on.